I'm actually in the music business, so I kind of do know how it works.
I mind it. You're such a freaking whore. I mind it. Dr. Phil, our Lord and Savior. How many views did my last video get? 7 million. Oh, Doctor. Oh, thank you, Dr. Phil. It's like, you need views? Come on, Dr. Phil. Just realized, it looks like he painted on, like, on his eyelids. His eyes doesn't look real. I mean, come on. The Filthy Frank lore still continues. Amazing. Today's Dr. Phil, it's about Bailey. This is how she looks like. Number one thing you need to know about Bailey is that she's crazy. Well, that's everyone on Dr. Phil, basically. But more importantly, Dr. Phil is here to call her out on it. Epic style.
I didn't know. I'm so sorry.
I'd give you a handkerchief for crying, but there aren't any tears.
All new Dr. Phil.
Oh, Doctor. Savage, Dr. Phil. He'll cut through anyone. He'll cut through any BS. I love him. So Bailey comes out on the Dr. Phil show, and it immediately starts off on a bad foot.
Bailey, how are you?
Not good.
Yeah, why is that?
I was told that y'all brought someone here that I explicitly said not to bring.
Yeah.
Sorry. Can we go back? Let me pause right there. You see this face? You see someone make that face? Unironically, that's how you know they're crazy. I don't need any other evidence. If you look like Nicolas Cage from Vampire's Kiss unironically, that's how you know we got a problem. I like how Dr. Phil is just like, oh, what is it? Oh, what does she want?
Yeah, who's that?
Yeah, what is it? Who is it?
My biological mother.
Would you like to leave?
Right off the bat, Dr. Phil has no time to spare for this woman. Well, you can just go. You don't like this video? Would you like to leave, huh? See if I... Oh, please keep watching, guys. And also smash like if you're enjoying it so far. Anyway.
Because you can certainly leave, because nobody tells me who to put on my show, including you.
Okay.
So, if you don't...
Look at that woman. She's like, I would let him sex me.
If you think you're entitled enough to tell me who comes on here and who doesn't, somebody has given you a really bad message.
I love when Dr. Phil tells someone off. It's like, if you think that, then someone deserves a little spanking. He's such a sweetheart. Even if he's telling someone off, I still love him.
I don't know if you
So
would like
who
to...
was it that told you that I was agreed to not bring somebody here?
One of your producers.
Okay, who is it? Let's bring him out. Who was it?
I believe it was Stephanie.
Okay, let's bring Stephanie out, because I'll guarantee you she didn't tell you that I agreed to not bring somebody to this show. You may have told her you didn't want that to happen, but she didn't tell you that was not going to happen. I'll promise you that.
All right.
So we'll just find this out right now, because you may live in fantasy land, but I do not.
That's it.
This is just me going, yeah! That's right! Dr. Phil doesn't live in cuckoo land. Look at his face. He knows. He knows he just delivered the most savage line. There's no recovery. You might as well go home, Bailey. Just go home, Bailey. He already gave you a warning, Bailey. That's the face of when you get trolled. Libtard. Epic style. Oh, he did the eyebrow raise. That's how you know you won. That's very rare. Dr. Phil doesn't always do that. Only explicitly when he trolled someone epic style.
Stephanie, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Remember I told you I just said I don't know?
All right, this is irrelevant. Irrelevant, okay? Because she just says, you're crazy. All right, I didn't tell you that.
So you can pout or be upset or whatever you want to do, but that is what it is. And if you don't like that, then you can always go home.
Of course, yeah.
So tell me, you want to proceed or you want to...
We can proceed, yeah.
It's up to you.
I just...
Nothing happened. I'm so riled up. Okay, so why is Bailey here, you might ask? We don't really know anything about her besides the fact that I told you that she's crazy. Well, let me show you. Bailey is part of a one-sided relationship. She thinks she has the love story of a lifetime with this person that she has never met, and this person doesn't want anything to do with her.
You said this is the love story of the century.
It is, yes, sir.
When you read that, How do you say this is the...
Let me see what it says. I'm here if you want to meet me. I'm stranded in a McDonald's parking lot. I thought you wanted to meet me this morning. I haven't slept. I'm not driving safely. This is some real psycho stuff, okay? Because she's going like, I'm not driving safely. You need to reply or else I might just into your home. I don't. Leave me alone. I'm blocking you. Now this is Alexa. This is the love story of a century. Don't reply. You're a dead meme.
You acknowledge that you've never met Jasmine, right?
Yes, sir.
And you acknowledge that the brief communications that you've had with her have been via text, right?
Yes, sir. It's been through Twitter and it's been through Instagram messaging.
Yeah, that's what I'm not very tech savvy. It's been through typing.
Gotcha.
Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? Rewind.
Typing.
Gotcha.
Look at her face.
Okay.
Look at her face.
And in those messages,
What is that? She's having it like a mini seizure. What is this?
and in those messages,
What? Gotcha. What is this? I'm so confused. What
been
happened?
through typing.
Gotcha.
She looks
Okay.
away,
And in those messages,
and then
here's an example between Bailey and Jasmine. Jasmine says, "Why am I your header?"
so this is what she wrote to this Jasmine girl. Why am I in your header? Oh, so she has her in her header. That's already like a big red flag. Why am I not yours? Oh, the cringe. Oh, because I don't know you. Yes, you do. No, I don't. Big yikes, everybody. That's a big yikes. Oof. Full tank of gas and $100. I'm coming for you. Parents don't know. I'm running for you, baby. What are you talking about? I don't know you. What don't you understand? What don't you understand? I don't know you. So the way she justifies this sort of behavior of trying to pretend like she knows her even though she doesn't is because she's been leaving signals, hidden messages. And she explains this to Dr. Phil. Let's watch.
Because she is saying this to my face, but the problem is I started following it and she started subtweeting. And I tweeted right before I left, I said, tell me not to drive to Atlanta. And she tweets, I don't care, I'll adore you all damn day. And so that's what made me decide to drive. The reason I would...
Whoa.
Whoa. Hold on here. What is a subtweet? I mean, I know what a subtweet is. It's something for delusional people to acknowledge their insane behavior. Oh my god, this is total subtweeting me.
I said I wasn't tech savvy. What's a subtweet?
Subtweet is basically where you talk about someone, but you don't tag them. And so they don't know for sure that it's about you or not. Excuse me. And so that's something that I would deal with, is not knowing if it was about me or not.
Okay, so
Dr. Phil's like, what is this dumb you're talking about? What subtweet?
Jasmine says, again, not in a subtweet, I don't know you. What don't you understand about that? That's pretty direct, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
You're a dumbass. So if you think the whole thing about subtweeting is crazy, well, we're barely getting started, okay? She then goes on to say that she's been communicating with her, not through regular messages, not just through subtweeting, okay? But guess how? By deleting photos. That's right, everybody. You ever try to communicate with someone, but you're just not getting the right message through? So you start deleting photos to get that message to that person.
And so that's kind of how I would know that I was still allowed to message her, was I would be messaging her and I would be scared, but then she would delete a photo. And so I would continue to message her, and then she would delete a photo. And I have screenshots of all of this in my phone.
Look at his face! I like how she says she has evidence. Like, we need evidence for that to believe it. Oh, well, she does have a screenshot of her deleting the photos. So it's pretty clear that she's communicating by deleting Facebook photos.
I delete photos every day. I'm not telling you to tweet me.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Got him! Got him! What kind of photos is Dr. Phil deleting from his Facebook, I wonder?
Put back up what we were just talking about. tell me, she says, I don't know you. What don't you understand about that?
All right, so let's look at the chart here. It says you're crazy, and it looks over here that you are absolutely delusional. Your response?
It's the love story of the century. Really?
I do, yes. I'm writing a book about it, actually.
Ooh, look at that face, like, that's right, I'm writing a book about it, no big deal. It's just the love story of the century. I actually really want to read this book. I mean, 50 Shades of Grey is literally just a Twilight fan fiction, and it sold millions. This surely must be on the same level, but just even more insane. I love it. I want to read it.
It's the love story of the century, but you've never physically met.
No, sir.
That's what makes it so good! Love takes on a metaphysical form. It goes beyond the realms of physics.
And y'all can laugh at me. It's fine. I will be your spectacle. I will be your laughing.
Ha ha! No, I'm kidding. That's not what we're here. We're not here to laugh at people, right? That's not what Dr. Phil is about.
Well, you know what? I think we're just going to shut this down because I'm not into all this melodrama and you playing the victim and everything. So you're saying the audience is making a spectacle out of you. That's not what I'm about. That's not what I do. I had you come here to help you. And you're saying people are ridiculing, making fun of you. You're going to be a spectacle. I don't want to be any part of that. I'm sorry.
Get him! Get him! Kill him! You can just leave. The second time he warns you.
So, you know what? This has just gone in a really bad direction. I'm going to talk with Jasmine. I'm going to talk with your mother. And I'm just going to let you head on home.
That's right.
And go because I'm not going to play.
Is there anything I can say to fix this? I'm so sorry.
No, of this melodrama about ridiculing the audience and they can laugh at you and all that. I don't play those kind of games. You're very manipulative, and I'm not interested in all of that. So I'm going to let Bailey move on, and when I come back, I'm going to talk to Jasmine about how to protect herself from this, and we'll talk to Bailey's mom next. We'll be right back.
He's like, it doesn't matter, man. It don't matter no more. You done. He knows how to see through people's manipulative BS. And shut that down.
I said I offended you in any way, shape, or form. That was never my
I'm sorry. This is what women do. All right, no discrimination.
intention.
Well, you certainly have. So, Christopher, if you'll take Bailey off, it's good to meet you, and I wish you well. I'm not doing this.
The only thing that could have made that moment better was if he dabbed. Or maybe he did the Fortnite dance. That would be epic. Why am I so excited about that? That's the thing about Dr. Fig. You never know what he's gonna do. He could do it. He could do it. Okay, so this is the part of the story that takes the weird turn. If it wasn't weird enough already for you. Dr. Phil asked the question, all right, you think this is the love story of the century? What do you actually think? And we get a response that is probably the most unlikely response ever, and it goes off on a tangent for about 5 minutes. But it's important that we explore this. So let's do it, shall we?
Tell me what you really think.
Tell me what you really think. Tell me what you really think.
I started to see things move, and they have.
You think this is the love story of the century. Tell me what you really think. I can see things move.
They have footage of it.
Okay, so they have footage of it as well. That we'll see it. We'll explore this behind the scene footage later.
Okay, well, you say we have footage because the water rippled?
It was a shirt on a rack. Uh-huh. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Have you studied the principle of parsimony?
No, sir, I have not.
Have you studied Occam's razor?
No, sir, I have not. I don't know what those words mean. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Have you studied the book of You're Stupid? Have you read that one? Yeah, maybe you should.
Okay. Here's.
Oh, did you do the cringe thing again?
I don't know what those words mean. I'm sorry.
Okay. Here's.
Oh, they cut away too soon. She's doing that Kanye thing, you know, where you go from laughing to just a straight face, like, She must be bipolar, because Kanye West is bipolar, and he does the same thing.
Photoshop himself into the car. As a joke. I mean, with this
He does it all the time. Oh, Imagine Kanye on Dr. Phil. Oh.
I asked the crew about that. She said, we have footage of it. And we also have audio. And you know what the audio reveals at the time that moved, the blouse moved and the water rippled?
What did it reveal?
What happened? What was
The
it?
air conditioner kicked on.
Can I bring all of y'all on a little field trip and just show you so that you can see it move in front of me? And if you want to lock me up afterwards and call me crazy, that's okay.
How do you square that with her saying, I don't know you, leave me alone?
I love this. 5 minutes later, she's still going on like, I can take you all on a field trip. I can show you guys it's real. The things move. And then it's like, well, the question was, so the reason why things are moving is because she's not communicating with this girl through text. She's not communicating with this girl through subtweeting. She's not communicating by deleting photos, but she's communicating with her by moving objects randomly.
So when I first met her, she told me that I needed a God, that I needed to find a God to pray to.
So if this didn't seem all crazy enough so far, Morgan Freeman jumps into the picture out of nowhere.
And I know this is gonna sound wild to y'all. Well, it's gonna sound a little crazy.
A little crazy.
But I
It's
started
gonna sound
thinking
crazy.
of a man in my head to pray to that was God. And so I start picturing Morgan Freeman, but I actually mistaken him for Denzel Washington.
I'm going to tell him what she said.
And yet, sorry, I'm so sorry.
I'm just so lost at this point. So she was praying to Morgan Freeman, who she thinks is God, and then she was mistaking him for Denzel Washington.
That's one of the things that I held on to as like, hey, that's something she shouldn't know.
Do you know that there's a movie, Deja Vu, starring Denzel Washington?
No, sir, I don't.
And actually, Morgan Freeman did play God in Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, that's why I started praying to him, because I was like,
Okay, she's crazy. All right, they're all crazy, right? But obviously, some Dr. Phil guests are there to just troll. You can tell when that's the case. I'm starting to think just a little bit that she might be trolling. Just watch this.
Is she obsessing?
I love jazz. I asked her, can you marry me and can you adopt me?
Wait, roll back the footage. What did she say?
Is she obsessing?
I love jazz. I asked
I love jazz. What do you mean you love jazz? You wouldn't just randomly say, I love jazz. No one says, I love jazz randomly. That does not happen. There is no coincidences.
You like jazz? You like jazz? You like jazz? You like jazz?
She knows exactly what she's doing. If I went on Dr. Phil to troll, I would randomly add in memes just to put them in there, you know? You'll just maybe some random prequel meme like, now that's pod racing, Dr. Phil. I really agree with what you said, but that's pod racing, Dr. Phil. Something like that, just to be sure that afterwards you could be like, hey, you know what? It was all a big joke.
I started praying to Morgan Freeman's face, but calling him Denzel Washington in my head.
What happens?
Jasmine is in the building.
Ooh, whoa. We get to see Jasmine. We get to see the girl face-to-face confrontation. Girl fights. Oh yeah. This is epic. This is going to be epic, I mean.
I decided that I needed to go visit Jasmine. So I drive 14 hours and I stopped for 4 hours in her hometown.
Bailey drove from Texas to Georgia with just her dog in the car.
On my way to Georgia, I left Jasmine a message on a bench at a national park, and then I also left her a couple of messages in a gas station on the wall.
They have a very indirect way of communicating. Deleting photos, leaving random messages at gas stations. You know what? This might actually be the love story of the century after all.
Even though I've never met her in person, she's with me in really weird subliminal universe ways. I talk to her in my head. And that's weird. You don't just want to be like, I see stuff move in my apartment. But, I do.
Ooh, that's weird. I don't want to be crazy. But I am.
She just told me she wants me to wear a dress. I don't have a dress. You're so funny. I don't have one. She's kind of ridiculous, but that's Jazz. In a sense, I've been in a relationship with myself for 8 months, but I know it's Jazz inside me.
Oh, that's so good. I've been in a relationship with myself for 8 months. Hey, are you single? Nah, fam. What can I say? I love myself. I've been together with myself. We're going on 8 months. It's going pretty well right now. I think we're really hitting it off.
And it's a real relationship.
It's a real relationship. Please don't discriminate me and myself. Don't try and stay away from my love. That's taking loving yourself to new limits, to new heights. Let's just show her coming out. It's kind of a lackluster ending, to be honest. I kind of wanted them to fight.
All right,
but
Jasmine
let's
is
watch.
here. Jasmine, come on out. You're a champ, girl. Jasmine, this is Erica. Y'all have had a little bit of contact. This is Bailey. This is Dr. Charles Sophie. You've been watching everything from the top, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
you've heard everything that's been talked about.
Yes, sir.
You're the one that contacted us. You wrote in and said, I have a problem here and I want to solve it in a constructive way. You don't want to hurt her or yourself.
Right.
And I'm glad
I like this. Thank you, Jasmine, for writing into Dr. Phil and not contacting the authorities. I honestly think for once this was the right thing to do. Because you'll see in the end here.
It's hard to look you in the eyes right now.
Why is that?
So awkward. Ugh.
I believed in something crazy. And I'm sorry that I hurt you. It's hard. It's so hard. I don't want to look at you and be like, it's all an act. You're acting. You're acting.
Right.
Like, stop. But I'm done. It's kind of like,
So she admits that she was wrong and she admits that she's done. And that's the thing. I think a lot of people, all right, this is me putting on my Dr. Phil hat. A lot of people do a lot of crazy stuff, but no one likes to be in the wrong. She's confronted here and she knows for a fact that she's in the wrong and she can no longer defend it. She's faced with reality in a sense. I'm sure she's struggling with some form of issue, but it's like she justifies it to herself. But then when she realizes that she's wrong, at least she can own up to it. I think if you call the cops on something like this, she would probably just come up with some other idea of being like, oh, the cops are against us, so it's all another conspiracy, you know? So actually, for once, I do think calling Dr. Phil was the right move. I'm just kidding, it's always the right move. That's right, everybody. If you have someone crazy, calling Dr. Phil, everybody, for our entertainment. That's another video of Dr. Phil! Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I would very much appreciate it. And subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys with another video tomorrow. I don't know why I said it like 2015 PewDiePie. See you guys tomorrow, bros. Yeah, bro fast.